Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us at the end of a very busy day, a very busy news day today. We've actually got some football to talk about rather than statements and EFL stuff. I'll get this mentioned now. We'll talk about Darby, Middlesbrough, and the EFL and Wickham. I know the Wickham chairman's just been on the radio on Radio Darby as we talk about it at half time. Okay. I know we're going to get loads of questions, loads of comments on it. I get it. It's a big story today. I'll address it at half time and get your thoughts. Then in the meantime, we're going to watch the goal machine. That is Fulham take on Birmingham on the red button. I might need a bit of subscriber help straight away. I don't know which Sky channel the red button is on. Is it on main event? They've got Aberdeen and Rangers, and let me try and press it. If it is on main event, it's not there yet. Someone let me know where the red button is for Fulham versus Birmingham. We also have Brighton versus Chelsea. That's on BT, and it's an 8 o'clock kickoff as well. So we could, unless you want to talk about Derby and Middlesbrough, which I'm sure you do, we could look at that at half time. I'm just seeing the teams on the other screen over there. We've also got in the Championship Preston versus Sheffield United. That's on the red button too. So, if we get long stoppage time in one or the other, we can have a look at that at times. In League One, Wimbledon, Pompey, Cambridge, Doncaster, Morecambe, Wigan, Rotherham, Lincoln got called off for the pitch being frozen, and I quote, in parts at Rotherham. So it wasn't completely frozen, but some areas of the pitch there at the New York Stadium were frozen in Rotherham. Right. Let me know if you can see me, hear me loudly, clearly. Say hello in the comments and all that good stuff. Let me do my plugs, and then we'll get into some team news and all of that good stuff. Wrong finger. Betfair.com and Football 365 are our sponsors today, as ever. For the watch along, we'll give you a few little odds and some markets you may be interested in over on Betfair.com as it pertains to particularly the Premier League game and the two Championship games. As ever, please gamble responsibly. Only bet what you can afford. 18 plus only. BeGambleAware.org. And you'll see me on Football 365 and all the Championship stuff Thursday. Pretty much head over to Football 365 for that. I'll be getting that all written up on Thursday. And of course, behold the fabled Championship predictor game over at football365.com. So do head over there. One more, I promise. That's all. Luca, thank you so much. Luca Bentley, helped out by his dad, Stephen, is our fan sponsor. Bless little Luca. Look at him in the picture there. Football is nothing without fans. I'm nothing without football. We thank Luca. I'm nothing without you, because Luca is a Patreon God tier member, supports the channel. This will always be free on YouTube. But if you do want to help me out, you can support over at Patreon, or you can hit Super Chat over here. With all of that being said, we're going to say some hellos. Make sure you've hit like on the stream. If you're watching on Twitter and Facebook, YouTube, etc., etc., please hit the like button. Really helps us out. Fulham 58, welcome you and Tyler, Robert, Millwall, TJ, Phil, JC, John. Millwall, 13-2 for Fulham. There we go. Ray fearing a cricket score. By the way, if anyone's not in the know, this BSHL out, Birmingham Sports Holdings Limited out. You're going to see that a lot. And of course, we support any of the Birmingham fans' right to protest. I support that. I'm saying I support the right to protest in the chat. So if you do see that, that is what the hashtag there that Ray is using. Welcome, Dave. Welcome, Wayne. Championship at best. Welcome. A few high score predictions going in Fulham's way, as you can imagine. David, welcome along. Great interview this afternoon. We'll talk about that as well. We had Iain Danter of Talk Sport. And if you are a Birmingham fan, by the way, I assume we'll have a few in tonight, because we are basically covering Birmingham. Do check that out. Iain knows a lot more about Birmingham than I do, and spoke about this sort of protest and all of that good stuff. David, welcome. Tom, Luca, legend, absolutely. Frozen pitch with a heat. No, I don't think they've got I don't think they've got undersoil heating there, have they, at Rotherham? I'm not entirely sure there. John, I'm not worried, honestly. Well, there you go. The nerves of going to face. Look, Bristol City took the lead twice. They only ended up losing 6-2. Someone help me in the chat. Which channel is the red button on? Help me out. Let's check Sky Sports Football HD and see if it's that one. Anyone let me know which channel the red button's on? Or is it up and running so far? We'll find out in a minute. I need your help, else I'm not going to be seeing much of the game. Speaking of the game, should we get some team news up? Do you know what? We'll do Fulham and Birmingham last because that's where we're staying. Let's just have a quick look at Brighton and Chelsea in the Premier League. Sanchez in goal for Brighton. Burn Webster, Veltman, Lamptey, Cucurella, Auzathoth, Gross, Murder, McAllister, Welbeck for Chelsea. Kepa, obviously no Mendy there. He's off at AFCON. Azpilicueta, Silva, Rudiger, Hudson-Odoi, Alonso, Kante, Jorginho, Mount, Ziyech, and Lukaku up top. Get your thoughts in on that one over at betfair.com. He says, let me click some buttons. UK football. There we go. Come on, guys, help us out here. Where's Chelsea on the screen? There. Okay, 9-2 Brighton. Chelsea 7-10. So 10-7 on Chelsea to go ahead and win that one. Let's move on. Match choice now live on Sky Sports Football. Let's just check, see if I can get that up and running. Sometimes I don't have the red button. Sky Sports Football. Yeah, that's the one I'm checking. Red button. Okay, we'll wait. I think it'll appear 5 minutes before the game starts, won't it? There you go, Mike. Thank you. 7:40. I need to be patient, Mike, don't I? 2 more minutes. Thank you, guys, for the dropping the knowledge. Let's look at the other championship game as well. Preston, Sheffield United. Sheffield United were beaten at Derby. Preston drew, didn't they, at the weekend? Oh, God, it seems a long time ago. Who did Preston play at the weekend? Deary me, it's been a long day, hasn't it? Iverson in goal for Preston, Vandenberg, Bauer, Hughes, Sinclair, Potts, Whiteman, Brown, Johnson, Barkhuizen and Rees. For Sheffield United, Fotheringham, Basham, Egan, Stevens, Bogle, Robinson, Hurahan, Norwood, Brewster, Billy Sharp, who is 1 goal away and 2 goals, 1 goal away from equaling and 2 goals away from surpassing the championship goal scoring record. Illman and Dye partners him up front, although I suspect that will be in Dye in the 10. And Ryan Brewster up front. Keep your comments coming, guys. I can see them coming in. We won't dip in to the League One teams, but we will just have a look at the table before we go in. God, it's all such a mess, isn't it, with all the postponements. Let me press next one. So Morecambe, Wickham. I might need to use the ticker along the bottom to do this. What a nightmare. Morecambe versus Wigan. So the upside for Wigan is they could be going on to 51 points with a win tonight, 21 on the goal difference. Sunderland's is 19. So that could be looking good for Wigan tonight if they can go ahead and beat Morecambe. Wimbledon play Pompey. Pompey, you can see, in 9th, could close up to Sheffield Wednesday with a win. Cambridge, Doncaster. I need to scroll up, poor old Doncaster, to even see you down at the bottom in 24th. I think 16 points, crikey. Cambridge doing far better than that. They're up in 16th on 30 points, trying to consolidate in their first season up. Is it 7:40 yet? I'm being so impatient. I just want to get my red button sorted. I'm going to press it right now. Yeah. Tell me the truth, Sky. They're not ready for me yet, are they? Anyone got red button up and working yet? I haven't. Right, let's look at the teams in this one and the odds over on Betfair. Fulham versus Bristol City is our watch along tonight. Ruddock in goal for Fulham. Odoi, Ream, Adrabio, Robinson, Harrison Reed and Kearney. No Jean-Michel Seri in central midfield. He's off at AFCON. Actually, maybe I need to point it down there at the what's it? I don't know. Still not getting red button here, but we'll get there. 4 minutes to go. I'm not nervous. Don't worry. Cabano, Carvalho, Wilson, and Mitrovic up top. Birmingham, Etheridge in goal. Mengi, Roberts, Pedersen is a back three. Bella and Colin. Gardner, Sunjic, and Woods, Jutkiewicz, and Hernandez. Sometimes it doesn't look like he knows where he's going, but he's very, very quick. 4:03. Yeah, I'm on that channel, I think, and I'm pressing the red button, and absolutely nothing is happening. Is that definitely on 4:03? Yeah, it is. Anyone got the red button working yet? Can he see it this end? Fingers crossed, else it's not going to be the greatest watch along in the world. Sky Sports Football. Let's try one more time and go back in. We are going to keep hammering on the red button and hopefully we'll get that. Actually, I wonder if I can do it on the other TV, whether that works. I can do that with my phone, can't I? Let's try that and see if we can get it on either screen, for goodness sake. Apologies about this. All the joys of Sky's red button service jumping out here. Right, what have we got? Favourites. And don't want main event, do I? Want Sky Sports Football, number 4:03. Anyone got it working? Do let me know. Why is it working on the other screen then? Interesting. Okay, we may get a craned neck looking over in the other direction. It said it was loaded. There you go. So why isn't it working on this screen then? How infuriating. Did exactly the same thing on the other screen. Okay. We're going to have it up in just a sec, I promise. I have to get my cup out of the way though. Okay. I got one of the screens working on the red button, but not the one that's right there, the one that's over there, which is very, very infuriating. I'm going to keep trying, but you might have to tolerate me looking all the way over the other side. Sky Sports Football. I wonder if it's because... there we go. Okay. It's working now, Stephen. Joys of live streams, isn't it, Jess? Right. And I can see the Birmingham players out there at the cottage. We are good to go by the looks of it. So, annoyingly, that's interesting. That one's a bit ahead of the other one. Okay, we'll roll with that. Do you know what? I might just put Preston and Sheffield United on the other screen, and we'll ignore Chelsea for the time being. Apologies, guys, if they set things up a bit earlier and made their service a bit more user-friendly. For all the money we give them, hey, I would have had this done already. But once it's done, it's done. And I'll stop moaning about it. Well, I won't, will I? Well, they're just about to go in Rangers versus... Who are Rangers playing? Aberdeen, is it? And we're getting everything loaded in there. Right, what we must do, though, which I'm literally contractually obliged to do, is just check in with our friends over at betfair.com on this one. As you can imagine, crikey, 9-1. As you can imagine, you're going to get a very long price for Birmingham. 9-1 for Birmingham. Anyone feeling brave? Betfair.com for that one. Of course, Fulham, hot favourites. The league leaders, 13 goals in the last two games as well. Fulham are 9-2 on. The draw I don't know. Is that better value than maybe that 9-1 on Birmingham? I don't know. You tell me. Whatever you do, though, head over to betfair.com. Please gamble responsibly. Only bet what you can afford. 18 plus only. Be gamble aware. .org. Yeah, it's org, isn't it? Not .com. Ignoring Chelsea is always a good idea. There we go. Not getting ahead of myself. Just want to win. Could be 1-0. Rather 3 points than a bunch of goals. Yeah, I feel you, TJ. Something you don't hear on Sky. Let's ignore Chelsea. No, you don't. I was having this discussion actually with Iain Danton, not to clang name drop there earlier on, and I do have some sympathy. There will be someone at Sky looking at all the digits, all the demographics, the numbers, the ratings, telling people never ignore Chelsea. They make us lots of money. So there we go. Odds for Fulham to win by 7. Might have to scroll down a long way to find those. 9-1, any win in the Championship? Yeah, maybe. I think we've done that one. Afternoon, Yanis, minus 50 centimetres of snow. Jeez. Ouch. Right. We are good to go at the cottage. Now, remember, today I'm watching on the red button. So there may be a slight delay in action. It's already 7:47. So do stick with me. To enjoy the stream the most, spoilers are not encouraged if you are slightly ahead of us. And we would encourage you to join in with the timestamps and pause your coverage on the red button. To be honest, I don't think you can get red button on Now TV or on Sky Go. Pass. Here is Tom Kearney for Fulham. Knocks it into Adrabio, to Adoy, Adrabio and Kearney, as Fulham just getting a feel of the ball. Big, huge diagonal to Cabano in the box. Max Collin nicks ahead of him. Shepherds it out fairly. Oh, he doesn't shepherd it out. He's given away a corner. They've kicked off at Preston versus Sheffield United. We've got a goal in League 2 already. Sutton 0, Colchester 1. Anyone want to bet that was an ex-Ipswich player who scored for Colchester? Because they've got about 7 of them now in the squad, let alone the team. So there we go. Jordan, Blues fan, not looking forward to this, mate, honestly. Well, on my feed, you've survived 70 seconds so far without the Fulham goal machine scoring. In comes a corner from Fulham, headed away by Ivan Sonic. And here comes Hernandez. Look at him go on the break. Hernandez powering forward, tries to go against Robinson. And there is Hernandez in a nutshell. Incredibly quick, incredibly direct. But, yeah, the feet didn't quite make up for it there. To be fair, I don't think his teammates could catch up with him. But he's so quick, Hernandez. And I suppose when you're playing against a team like Fulham, who, honestly, we've done games watching Fulham this season, and literally their entire front 10 are all 30 metres from the goal. Here comes Hernandez actually behind Ray. Oh, dear, Anel. He tries a Marco van Basten level of difficulty shot there and hoops it into the crowd. But if you're a Birmingham fan, there it is. Look, if you can get out, get your head up, and find Hernandez, particularly against Tim Ream, I would have thought. No disrespect to Tim Ream at all intended, but you'd fancy him outrunning him and stick Jukiewicz on Adrabio. So, yes, here comes Ream. Ream knocks that forward into Cabano. It's won back by Colin. Gardner slides it down the line. Birmingham just trying to sort of settle into it, aren't they? And I think that's the thing against Fulham. Just get your team shaped, solid, get in, get set, and work back from there, really, isn't it? Ross, Blues can make it difficult for Fulham. If they can weather an early storm, Fulham can find it difficult against a well-organised. Yeah, that's not unique to Fulham, is it, Ross? Sometimes we see games where one team sets up to stop the other, and however good Mitrovic and Wilson particularly are, here is Kearney, Adrabio. Adoy. Adoy steps inside. Given away by Adoy. Nicely won by Ted and Mengi on the front foot there. We did see a good display, actually, by Sheffield United of against Mitrovic. As so many teams are understandably terrified of him. But they were really quite aggressive with him. And you'd assume Lee Bowyer and his analytics guys would have looked at that and seen someone actually keep a clean sheet against Fulham. Speaking of Sheffield United, they're 4 minutes 45 into their game at Preston, up at Deepdale, 0-0. Big clearance away. Here is Reid. Just assume Reid is Harrison Reid. Interesting. Morecambe 1, Wigan 0. Bit of a surprise in League One. Morecambe 1, Wigan 0. Wigan with the chance to close up at the top of the table there, especially given Rotherham's games being called off. But Morecambe have the lead. We'll bring up a live League One table in a second. You can see how that's panning out at the top. Let's just see this Fulham phase out. Here's Adrabio on halfway. Adoy back to Adrabio. Steps up to halfway. Tries to slide it through. Gives it away to Jeremy Bella. And Birmingham can reset. Sort of first touch for Ryan Woods in there. And Max Collins got it at right wing back. It's out for a restart. And let's bung up that live League One table. Wigan are losing to Morecambe. And there you have it. So where are Morecambe? Down in 21st. That'll tie them with Wimbledon. Wimbledon are, of course, in action tonight against Pompey. So if Wimbledon were to go behind, Morecambe would be coming out of the bottom four. Remember, Wigan are good, and Wigan are going for it this season as well. Taken Josh McGuinness and Graham Shinney out of the Championship this window so far. They fancy a promotion there at Wigan, and they're backing Liam Richardson. Mitrovic gets his first touch. Inside his defensive half there, I'm sure the Birmingham fans will be happy to see him there and nowhere near the goal. If Mitrovic were to score a hat-trick tonight, he would hit 30 goals already. I wouldn't be saying that with most players, but he loves a hat-trick, loves a first half hat-trick, doesn't he, as well? So not beyond the realms of comprehension. Carvalho's come deep to get it now, and Robinson knocks it back in. Apologies, I'm being remiss. Iain, hope Morecambe can take something from Wigan. Well, very, very, very good start for Iain there. He's a Rotherham fan up the top there. James, what formation is this from Birmingham? I mean, it's a 3-5-2, isn't it? But it could easily turn into a 5-4-1. Looking at where Hernandez is dropping off Jutkiewicz and leaving him up on his Todd. If those two wing-backs, Bella and Colin, fold in, which they have now, then it's very much a 5-4-1 in defence, and they'll try and spring Onel Hernandez on his pace, or Jutkiewicz is a great striker in the air. We've probably got two of the best aerial strikers in the division in this game, in Jutkiewicz and Mitrovic on the pitch. Jutkiewicz and Mitrovic on the pitch. Lovely stuff. Sutton have equalised against Colchester in League 2, 1-1. 2 goals already in that one. 7:45 on the clock. Ewan, could Mitrovic be the first player to score 50 in a season since Terry Bly for Peterborough? What's your favourite Terry Bly goal, Ewan? No, I can't remember either. In 1960. Incredible stuff. I doubt it, but he could do it. Never say never. 50 goals in 46 games. Tricky. Has he missed a game yet, Mitrovic? I think he's missed one game, hasn't he? So he's only going to play 45 maximum. There we go. Throw in to Fulham, into Mitrovic. holds it up. Mengi goes with him. Good play by Mitrovic. Adoy. Wilson bends it in left-footed. That's the dangerous area, isn't it? Wilson knocks it down the line. Adoy pops the cross in, and it's deflected out for a Fulham corner. 8:49 on the clock. Wilson is trotting over in front of the Blues fans. And it's going to be an in-swinger, you would imagine, from Harry Wilson with his left foot. First corner from this side. And here comes Wilson, hands on hips. Couple of steps, run up, takes the corner short. Carvalho knocks it back. Wilson tries to pop the cross in again. Deflects out to Harrison Reed. Reed to Kearney. Slipped through, deflection on the ball. Knocked across. It's in the back of the net, and that looks very much like an own goal. Birmingham getting caught out early on in this one from a corner. I think it's gone in off Mark Roberts. We're probably not going to get any kind of replay because it's red button. So I'll describe it to you as best I can. Wilson took the initial corner. Birmingham half cleared it. They do get a little bit lucky, Fulham, because Kearney tries to feed it through. It takes a bit of a deflection. But where Birmingham will be disappointed, they've not picked up Wilson. Wilson, of course, being the player, he just drives in from the right-hand side. He puts the cross in. They're looking for Mitrovic, but it's not a 28th goal of the season for Mitro. I don't think, again, I haven't got a replay. I think it went in off Mark Roberts, but we'll wait and get that confirmed. What is confirmed? It's Fulham 1, Birmingham 0. And if the game plan was for Birmingham to sit in and make it hard, that's a terrible start. An own goal inside 10 minutes has given Fulham the lead. We'll just check out the live league table in a sec as Gardner goes down the right. Gardner puts a low cross in and Ream gets it clear. Here's Mengi. Mengi drives a shot in. It's deflected and Birmingham win themselves a corner. There is your live championship table. And as things stand, look at that. 5 points clear. Do they update the goals as we go? I think, yeah, they do, don't they? So that's 65 now up for Fulham. 65 goals. There's going to be plenty of teams not going to reach that total for the whole season. Then goes the corner for Birmingham. Cabano heads away on the near post. So as things stand, 5 points clear is what Fulham are up to and where they are headed. Not 100%, but Steve Bull scored 50 goals. Oh, what a player, Anthony. Don't have to work hard to engage me in a Steve Bull conversation. But yes, I think we're talking championship and we're talking league goals only. Game should open up a lot now. Birmingham need an equaliser. That could leave spaces for Fulham to pick them apart. Yeah, you would think they're not going to commit fully to getting that equaliser too soon into the game. Jake, Bo, you're probably feeling a bit like Rafa the other day. Totally, very good comparison. That, yeah, you want to get everything set and one of your players sticks an OG in immediately. David, howler of an own goal. Well, it's a difficult one, David, isn't it? Because Mitrovic is breathing down his neck. Wilson's already got 10 assists this season as well. So he knows he's got to play it. But yes, not the one. Ross, unlikely source for the opener, but this could get messy. Indeedio. The ball is through with Marek Ruddock. Good. Dan, are you watching that one? Yeah, keep us abreast of things in there. Please leave your bias at the door, though, Dan. Preston coming close in Preston, Sheffield United. Never understood why Steve Bull didn't play at a high level. What a player. What a player. Here is Pedersen. Woods wins the 50-50 there with Carvalho. Tries to play in Max Colin, but it's easy for Anthony Robinson there, pace-wise. How's the chiropractor? Thanks, Dave. Yeah, good. It's just nagging. I think the only thing that's going to solve my neck is some regular sort of. I'm going to have to start doing some weights and stuff and just strengthen it up. But yeah, you try finding half an hour in the day to do that with a 5-month-old baby. Hard work. Hard work. Keep your comments coming, guys. Give me your insight. I assume some of you are going to be tuning in on BT and watching Chelsea and Brighton. Brighton and Chelsea, excuse me. So let me know how that one's progressing. I think we got Dan said in the chat he was watching Preston Blades. We're obviously across this one. If anyone's tuned into anything in League One as well, do let us know what's going on. Got a feeling Birmingham going to nick something out of this Tyrolean Championship style game. I'll believe it when I see it, Five Bellies. But yeah, Championship does do that. No press from Birmingham. No, they're not going to engage, are they? Jukovic is kind of nominally up there, Mike, isn't he? But no, it's going to be a mid-low block at best case scenario. I suspect it'll end up becoming a low block. And those midfielders, Gardner, Woods and Sunjic, you'd imagine at times are going to get very narrow and just sat there in front of the back four. I've got wind of a goal at Preston. And it hasn't happened. So I'm just going to look over here and I'm going to tell you Sheffield United are about to score from a corner by the looks of it. So we'll be able to describe that, although at exactly the same time. Oh, no, Fulham haven't got a corner. So, yeah, just if you're on the red button, quickly switch over to Preston Sheffield United. And we'll see if Billy Sharp actually is going to get that goal. Corner then to the Blades, 16 minutes. They're going to score from it, we know. In it goes to the back post, headed across by Egan, palmed away. Shot smashed in by Jaden Bogle. I think they might have taken a deflection on the way in. Bogle following up nicely from the corner. Preston 0, Sheffield United 1. Wilson goes herring through there and Etheridge comes out maybe 5-10 yards outside his box and heads that clear. Good goalkeeping by Etheridge. We'll check out the live championship table imminently. It's Preston 0, Sheffield United 1. It's Fulham 1, Birmingham 0 in the game we're focused on here in League One. It's Morecambe 1, Wigan 0. Just have a look into the middle of the table as I put this up, guys. Sheffield United, as it stands, go up to 11th. Remember, they are 2 games behind Middlesbrough. They're in 6th and 3 behind Huddersfield in 7th. And if you do a bit of quick maths, and as we always, and I always tell people not to do this, but I'm going to do it. You shouldn't just add 3 points on for a game in hand. But as an exercise, we will add 3 points on for a game in hand. Yeah, they don't count that game they're playing at the moment. So 24, 26, 35. So it could be 41. They could be 1 point behind if they can win their games in hand. Easier said than done. I know a game in hand doesn't mean 3 points, but there you go. Harry Wilson is a top-class player. Yeah, he's dominated in the championship every time he's been here pretty much, hasn't he? Very good player, Harry Wilson. Let's hope he gets good circumstances at the top level if he gets another go there. A big switch of play out to Gardner. Gardner trying to win a throw-in off Robinson, knocked into Ream. A little bit slapdash that in the end from Ream. Gives it away, and it'll be a chance for Birmingham to stick a long throw into the box. Mark Roberts will come up and hurl this one in. Luke is watching Gabon. Who are they playing? Right. In comes Roberts. He's over on the right-hand side. Going to hurl this one in. And it comes. Cabano actually has headed away both the Birmingham Bulls into the box so far. Ilias Chair substituted after 30 minutes for Morocco. He's not hurt, is he? Let's hope not. Here is Harrison Reed, knocks it back. I think Cabano's got fouled. So we're coming up 20 minutes in both the championship games. In the one we're watching, Fulham 1, Birmingham 0. Own goal by Mark Roberts after Birmingham get stuck trying to clear a corner. Harry Wilson trying to find Mitrovic, and Robbins, Coventry manager, hasn't wound back many years. Sticks into his own net. Jaden Bogle, I was going to say Omar Bogle there. What am I doing today? Dearie me. Jaden Bogle has scored a goal for Sheffield United. Again, set play, and he drives in. Here comes Robinson down the left. Gardner, unorthodox clearance there. With a worrying 50-50 there inside the penalty box. Carvalho and Robinson going 50-50. Not Robinson, Gardner. Deary me. Too many screens, too many names. 1-0 to Rangers, says Liam. I think they're playing Aberdeen. Is that right? On main event on Sky Sports Football, I think. Here's Wilson. Wilson knocks in all lovely stuff from Fulham. Carvalho into the box to the right, just stands on it. Back to Kenny. Kenny lets it go. Wilson. They've slowed down again. Real clever stuff by Fulham there. Didn't manage to find the key pass through to create the goal-scoring chance. Here's Mitrovic working his way into the box. Mitrovic tries to turn inside Mengi. Kenny takes it on. Kenny crosses into the back post looking for Adoy. It's really good from Fulham there. They get both the fullbacks forward. Oh, it's not a corner though. Looks like it came off Dennis Adoy last. But good football there. Move the ball nicely. Switch it one side to the other. Central midfielders are narrow. Forward pulls out wide. Overlap. Cross. Fullbacks in. Good stuff from Fulham there. Nothing comes of it, but they're on top in this one, and Birmingham sort of playing on the break here, aren't they? Ryan Kent crossed to Haji, who taps in from a couple of yards out. Thanks, Liam. Keeping an eye on that one. Robin, would I pick Bowen in the next England fixtures next month? Do you know what? If they were friendlies, I probably would, but they're not friendlies, are they? Am I right in saying? It's difficult for Bowen, who we've been a great champion of on the channel, obviously, because he's come through Hull and we've watched him a lot, but so many players in those wide forward positions. I know Bowen plays down. He played down the left for West Ham, doesn't he? Honestly, I would have Phil Foden in that position, but it'd be good to get Bowen in and around the squad, wouldn't it? So here comes Sunjic. Sunjic into Hernandez in the box. Hernandez, good feet. Oh, he's offside. Adrabio obviously held up well, and Hernandez, he's one of those players, isn't he, where you think if he could just calibrate his pace and kind of game savvy, he'd be pretty unstoppable. But it doesn't always work out that way, does it? Well, he'd certainly be playing at the top level if that were the case, wouldn't he? Just very crowded. I'm sure someone can name all the players. Sancho, Rashford, Stirling, Foden. Feels like there's 5 or 6 players already in those positions that are possibly ahead of Jared Bowen. Free kick then to Fulham. Harrison Reed is yelling at Adrabio and saying, look, get up to the back post. Is this a decoy or what? It's going to be one of those splits where they line up a couple of tall players on one side and there'll probably be one on the other. So we'll see where he's going to drop this. God, I forgot Grealish, didn't I? Very decent left-sider. In it goes from Harrison Reed. Mitrovic couldn't quite control it. Clever free kick, actually. They sent Adoy and Adrabio to one side, and Mitrovic just quickly ran into the middle and it was just a little lift over. We knew there was some kind of decoy going on. Would I pick James Ward-Prowse for England? This is the argument of, do you have a player in your squad just as a free kick specialist? There's an argument for doing it, isn't there? Well, to be fair, Trippier is very good with free kicks, isn't he? And especially now he's back playing in England, he'll be in every squad still as well, won't he? So, I don't know. They're very close, those two, aren't they? Ward-Prowse and Bowen. Here's Kearney. Kearney tries to swing the cross in too much on that. Mengi's got his hands full with Mitrovic there. Cross goes in, and even if he doesn't get close to the ball, Mitro will always, proper old school, isn't he? He'll always bump up against the defender and make sure that physical battle lasts all 90 minutes, whether he's, getting good service or not. We're coming up 25 minutes. Stevenage 1, Crawley 0. He's not just a good set play taker, he's good, but but he wouldn't be going in the squad as a box-to-box guy. He's not going to get ahead of Phillips, Rice and Henderson, is he? And so he would be there. I know he's a good player, but he's an excellent player. But he would be there for his set plays, wouldn't he? Here's Carvalho down the left. Carvalho tries to cut it back to Robinson. Robinson, it's back out to Carvalho on the left. Comes inside, shadowed by Gardner. Not back to Reed. Kearney. Nice little feint by Kearney. He's all left foot Kearney, isn't he? Add Rabiot to Ream. Carvalho. Mitrovic back to Ream just by halfway. Ream boots a big diag looking for Wilson. And it's headed away by Jeremy Bella. Fulham pretty dominant, I have to say. Let me give you some numbers. In fact, why don't we put them on the screen? I'd imagine the possession and all of that good stuff is going to be very, very high. You'll laugh when you see it. 75% possession to Fulham. I'm not entirely sure how Birmingham have... Oh, really? Look at that. Birmingham have had 3 shots. Fulham have had 0 shots and they're 1-0 up. Thought that was a mistake, but of course the goal was an own goal, wasn't it? Somebody freeze that screen. Look at that, eh? 0 shots and 75% possession, 1-0 up. Unfortunately, all of Birmingham's shots have been Onel Hernandez running at 1,000 miles an hour and not quite. I think he's had all of them, but you take my point. Robin, legend. Thank you, Robin. 5 Aussie dollars there, waiting for the 4 goals Fulham will score between the 30th and 45th minute mark. That's very poor from Dennis Adoy. There was a diag played from right to left looking for Jeremy Bella. Adoy's just trying to head it back to the keeper and he's conceded a rather unnecessary corner. Trent and Trippier for set play, guys. Exactly. Bowie won't agree, but I feel like if Birmingham concede less than 4, it would be some sort of victory. Well, remember, Fulham haven't even started shooting yet, and they're already 1-0 up, given that it was an own goal. Corner to Birmingham anyway. They've got to make these count. Can they get first contact from this corner? Bella pops it in. Right foot. It's a good delivery, actually. Looking for Jukovic on the near post. Recycled. Headed away by Rabiot. Jukovic tries to head back in. Robinson gets a sort of touch on it. No chance of a back pass there. Do you know what? Seeing that gives me hope for VAR. It really does. Can you remember when the back pass rule came in and literally anything that went back to the keeper was appealed as a back pass? And now they're just chilled out about it now. They know that one's not going to get given. There's enough sample size over when the back pass rule come in? 1992? Enough sample size there. Here comes Carvalho. He's done well. He skids past his man. Knocked back Mitrovic. Mitrovic tries a feed into Cabano. Beautiful bit of play by Fabio Carvalho there. Yanis, you legend, with his fox in the picture there. What is that? Canadian dollars? Thank you so much, Yanis, and to Robin. Here's Kearney on the edge of the box. Kearney hits a shot. Blocked out. Enjoying the stream. Thank you so much. Matty, Who do you think will get second? Fancy QPR or Borough? Interesting. We discussed that on Championship 365 today. Myself, Ben HD, and Ryan from the Second Tier Podcast. You can check out that over at Planet Sport, at the Planet Sport Network. And we've got another free kick to Fulham, which Harry Wilson is going to take. Robin is back in West Brom. So much depends on DK, doesn't it, at West Brom? If he does what he did for Barnsley, West Brom will trend up and they're in the top 6 already. But if he doesn't, they're meandering, aren't they, Robin? Right, free kick, Fulham then. Wilson, right-hand side. So Wilson for the in-swinger with the left foot, or Harrison Reed with the right foot for the out-swinger. Wilson dummies. Reed pops it in, all good. Defending by Roberts there. Just nicked that away. I think Tim Ream is coming in behind Dennis Adoy and is probably going to get on the end of that. Good defending by Roberts, who, of course, is on the score sheet as an own goal scorer here. Ola, will Sheffield United end up in the top 6? They should do with the squad, shouldn't they? But, yeah, they've got a lot of games now. We'll see. Have they left themselves too much to do? Not really giving you much of an answer there. Fulham and QPR go up. Brentford stay up. All the West London clubs are in there. They are indeed. Some nice away games. Corner goes in, helped out by Cabano. Oh, driven in by Wilson. I think that came off Fabio Carvalho, did it? I think I'm going to be wrong, actually. No, it's a corner. It didn't come off Carvalho. I wondered if he deflected his own player's shot wide there, but it is a corner to Fulham, who have finally recorded some shots now, having had one of those lovely stats of 0 shots and being 1-0 up. He's getting plenty of practice here. Harrison Reed. In comes another corner from him. Mitro on the near post. That's a foul, isn't it? Yeah, shoving the back from Mitrovic on Ivan Sunjic, a Serbian striker on a Croat central midfielder there. And it's going to be a... Now, what nationality is Etheridge? He's like Mexican Welsh or Cuban Welsh or something like that, isn't he? Sorry, let me give you the right answer to that. Neil Etheridge. What is that? Philippines, that flag? I can't see. He's definitely got some fun genetic history, Etheridge. As we know, players from all over the world in the Championship. Yeah, it's Philippines. Thanks, guys. Jukiewicz hooks that over his shoulder. Adoy heads away to Wilson. Wilson helps it on. Here goes Carvalho. And for about the first time in the game, for about 3 seconds there was a chance of Fulham actually getting in behind Birmingham. And, of course, Birmingham have played it very deep and very kind of, back three central midfielders in front, wing backs, defensively minded. So there's not going to be that many options to actually run in behind. It was a rare sort of transition. Didn't manage to get through. It's another free kick to Fulham. Are we doing Sweden again? We did a whole Swedish 11 the other day, Ola. Best Swedish player in Championship history. Someone will tell me. They have to have done something good in the Championship. Right, I bet you, by process of deduction, Wilson takes this free kick because Reed took the last one. Yep, here he comes. Wilson bends it in. Mitrovic touches it off. Cabano, chance, snatches at it. Excellent play by Mitrovic there. Just backs in, knocks the ball away. And Cabano scored a brilliant goal. He scored twice, didn't he? But he scored one particularly good goal against Bristol City. A far more difficult chance than that, but it was on the right foot. That one was on the left foot. He just drags it wide. Good play by Mitrovic to to kind of lay that off to him. Seb Larsson, there's always votes for him, isn't there? Jonas Olsson as well. Some fine Swedish players in the Championship over the years. Adoy, Wilson, Rabiot, back to Adoy, Rabiot, Adoy, Rabiot. We're playing Hector Ream games here once again, aren't we? Rabiot, Carvalho, Reed, Rabiot, Reed, all inside the Birmingham half, onto Adoy, Adoy to Wilson. We're already up to about 10 passes, I think. Wilson, Adoy, Rabiot. Rabiot, big switch of play, headed away. That breaks the passing streak. Carvalho picks it straight back up. It's a clear foul on Carvalho by Gardner there. He gets both arms around him and pulls him down. And yet another free kick to Fulham. Taken quickly this one. Ream, Rabiot. Rabiot to Wilson. Well, a lovely ball by Wilson. Here's Adoy down the right. Adoy crosses it in. Oh, it's 2-0 to Fulham. They're getting very much beaten up down that right-hand side, aren't they? Naskins Cabano with a more difficult chance than he had a minute ago. Sticks it in. The Fulham goal machine, well, they're on course to score another 4 tonight because they're 2-0 up before half-time. Well, 6 probably if you think the game's going to last 95 minutes. But Fulham just going through the gears. They had a long passage of passing before that. A free kick was then taken quickly. They mix it up nicely. Switch of plays. A lovely ball by Wilson. Little outside of the foot. Just swerves it in behind. It's very good from Dennis Adoy. And whoever was meant to be picking up Naskins Cabano didn't. And he gets across the front. Fulham 2, Birmingham 0. It's easy, isn't it, for Fulham? They're very dominant in this game. And they lead 2-0 after 35 minutes. Here's Hernandez, though, for Birmingham. Good feat by Hernandez. It takes 2 to say. Still got it. Oh, Hernandez. Good block by Rabiot. He's been probably Birmingham's most threatening player. I mean, it's probably, if you add up the Birmingham touches anywhere near the goal, he's probably the only person who's touched the ball up there. But do we have a penalty at Preston? Oh, there's a red card come out at Preston. I think, is that Andrew Hughes has been sent off? Sorry. Corner came in there. Andrew Hughes is off. Is this a chance for Billy Sharp to break the record for Sheffield United? I didn't see the incident over there. Yes, Billy Sharp has the ball. So he could be about to, we don't know. He could be about to equal the record. Chris says Brewster down and Hughes sees red. We'll try and keep an eye on both games. Here comes Rabiot. Rabiot knocks it out left. Penalty about to be taken at Sheffield United. Oh, here comes Robinson. Robinson pops it in. Carvalho! Oh! Wow! And Fulham turn on the style. God, how many goals are they going to score? 3-0 to Fulham. And Carvalho and Robinson, probably the two shortest players on the pitch. Well, maybe Harrison Reed, I don't know. But Carvalho, I didn't realise he had that in his locker. Powers the header into the corner, and Fulham are just at it again, aren't they? They are so good going forward. It's not funny. Right. Billy Sharp has a chance to equal the Championship goal scoring record over in the game at Deepdale. Sharp versus Iverson. Sharp right-footed. Sheffield United already lead 1-0. And Preston are down to 10. Here comes Sharp, who scores and equals the Championship goal-scoring record. Billy Sharp, just a fat lad from Sheffield, but he's a goal machine of a fat lad from Sheffield. And he puts Sheffield United 2-0 up on 39 and Preston are down to 10. So we can probably stop the stream right now. I think Fulham are winning and I think Sheffield United are winning tonight. Let's check out the live league table over at SofaScore as Bella comes forward. And, I mean, is it all done and dusted already, you lot? Bella puts a cross in. And Rabiot headers that away. Probably doesn't need to. So, look, Fulham are 3-0 up. Mitrovic hasn't scored. Carvalho, Cabano, and an own goal from Roberts. But they're on to 67 goals in 26 games. It is ridiculous. 2 goals per game would be 52. They are 15 ahead of a 2-goal per game standard. Of course, if they finish the season, in comes the cross. So 2 goals per game across the season would be 92, of course. Add 15 onto that, and you're looking at 107 goals. And remember, that's not a projection outwards. The projection outwards would be over 110. I think it was around 114. I don't know whether that's gone up now. If you do it by minutes, it's definitely gone up because we're only at 39 in this one. Sorry, I did not focus too much on Sheffield United there, who look comfortable now. They're 2-0 up. And Billy Sharp has equalled the championship record. I wonder, can he break it tonight? We will see. Let's pop those scores up. So Fulham are 3 up against Birmingham. Sheffield United are 2 up against Preston. Here comes Cabano. Cabano into Kearney. Wilson driving into the box. Oh, Carvalho's got it again. Carvalho hits the shot straight at Neil Etheridge. Woof. Brighton 0, Chelsea 1 in the Premier League. Title race? What title race? Brighton 0, Chelsea 0. If anyone's watching over on BT and wants to tell me all about that goal, please do so. Chris, Sharp scores as Hughes disappears down the tunnel. Cunningham on for Sinclair after they scored the first. United continue to press game, almost certainly over. Absolutely. How many goals have Fulham scored in the last 3 now, Liam? 16. We've still got 55 minutes to go if you add on possible injury times as well. Here's Mitrovic. Beautiful first touch by Mitrovic. Out it goes to Cabano. Cabano edge of the box. Pops in looking for Mitrovic. Good header clear by Ryan Woods. And it's just absolute dominance. Thank you, guys. Ziyech is the goal scorer for Chelsea. And Rabiot hits a huge diagonal. That's a lovely ball. Here's Cabano. Cabano knocks it back to Robinson. Robinson to Carvalho. Carvalho just building up down the left wing. Mitrovic. Carvalho. So dominant. So dominant. Here's Carvalho again. Kearney. Kearney to Mitrovic, edge of the box. Mitrovic draws Roberts out and puts it out on the right wing. This is where the damage has been done down that right. Wilson. Wilson drives across the box. Wilson to Cabano. Cabano to Carvalho. To Kearney. Hits the post and in. Oh, my goodness me. 4-0. We've played 42 minutes and Tom Kearney has made it 4-0, and the goal machine just continues to rattle in at just prodigious levels here. 4-0 at half-time. Have you ever seen a side like this? Lots of chat in the streams recently about records and all of that good stuff. The only thing I've seen that comes close to this is Kevin Keegan's Manchester City. If you want to look up that squad, I think it was 2001, 2002. Gota, Huckabee, Benabia, Berkovic. Ridiculous. But yeah, this is beyond crazy now, this Fulham goal scoring record. It's Fulham 4, Birmingham 0. And if I can keep count, Roberts' own goal. Was Cabanos the second or was Cabanos the third? Can't even remember anymore. Cabanos was the second. Carvalho's was the third. And Kearney's was the fourth. Fulham absolutely and utterly rinsing the Championship. We've got 2 goals in League One. And Cambridge lead against bottom side Doncaster, who really are looking down, aren't they? And Wigan have equalised. That's a big goal at the top of League One. We will go to, in fact, let's do it right now. Let's go to a live League One table. I think we can probably take our eyes off this one for a second. Fulham 4-0 up as we come into half-time. So Morecambe, it's good news for Wimbledon down the bottom there. Morecambe have been pegged back. Wigan, their upside is if they score again, they tie up with Sunderland in that top 2. So all the goals as they go in here. Morecambe 1, Wigan 1. It's Cambridge 1, Doncaster 0. No goals at Wimbledon, Pompey. Preston 0, Sheffield United 2. And we are watching Fulham 4, Birmingham 0. As Jutkovic flips that on to Sunjic, to Bella. Bella dancing feet down the left. Good play by Bella. Sunjic hits the shot. Wow. Birmingham have scored. I do not know whether that took a deflection, but it seemed to swerve away from Ruddock. There's going to be no clean sheet for Fulham in this game. We do get another 5-goal half, though, from Fulham. They have actually conceded. Ivan Sunjic there driving the shot in from left to right with the right foot. And it's just raining goals at the Cottage. It's Fulham 4, Birmingham 1. We're into first half stoppage time. Jeez. Where do you stop, hey? Where do you stop? My goodness me. Here is Adrabio. I didn't see how much, this is the joys of the red button. I didn't see how much stoppage time. Comebacks on. Yeah, right. Well, we'll see. Only 3 goals in it now. I didn't see how much stoppage time there was. I'll guess that there's 3 minutes because there's only been goals in this game, hasn't it? Oh, here's Mitrovic, edge of the box. Mitrovic drives the shot. Oh, Etheridge makes the save to his right. And sometimes when you just see the angle wrong and you think the ball's going behind the keeper, but it's just kind of gone up in the air. And I wondered whether Mitro had made it 5-1 at half-time. Remember, Fulham have actually scored 5 goals in a half in their last 2 games. They did it in the first half against Bristol City. In the second half against Reading, they've scored 7 and 6. How many are they going to get today then? In comes the corner. Headed clear. Jutkovic is there. Oh dear, horrible slice by Ryan Woods. Sunjic gets that one clear. Hernandez chases. Robinson marshals him well. The 2 players fall down together. And no drama. And I think that is the half-time whistle from... Who's the referee today? We haven't mentioned him, had we? Is it referee Simpson? That's referee Ward. He normally gets loads of stick. So I always make it my business to say we haven't even noticed him. So he's had a perfectly fine game, hasn't he? Wow. Fulham 4, Birmingham 1. We turned up expecting, or maybe, I don't know. Did we turn up expecting Fulham to bang in another hatful of goals today? I don't know. We expected them to win, but they're on course for 8 today. If you score 4 in the first half, you can score 4 in the second half as well. An absolute pasting for Birmingham in the first half. And yeah, Fulham are doing Fulhamish things, aren't they? If you're watching on BT, keep us up to date with Brighton and Chelsea. That game is going on right now. They kicked off quarter of an hour behind. So, look, there are the goals on 10, 35, 38 and 43. I think someone joked in the chat that Fulham would score 3 goals between 35 and 45 minutes. Did they, or did they say 35 and 40 minutes? A great prophecy, that one. Birmingham did get one back through Ivan Sunjic. Look at the numbers. 72% possession for Fulham. We've only had one big chance. Obviously, an own goal helps out the goal tally. Let me see if I can give you an XG number there for the chance quality Fulham have managed to create. 1.08, and they've managed to score 4 goals from it. It's almost like Fulham are good in front of goal, isn't it? To say they're good in front of goal is the understatement of the century. They're brilliant in front of goal. 68 goals now for Fulham in I was going to say 68 games. In 26 games. Go on. I'm going to do it. Let's do the old extrapolation here. So what is it? 68 divided by 26. 2.61 per game. And, are you ready for this? Let me put my phone on the screen. Fulham are projecting to score 120 goals at this rate. That's just absurd. So the actual mathematical projection, if we take Fulham's past and roll it into, use that as a predictor for their history, is that the right or wrong thing to do? Who knows, hey? Past doesn't always predict the future. Really does. But 120 goals Fulham are going to score this season if things continue in the way they have done for the first, well, over half a season now. 26 games. We're over the halfway mark. There you go. Who said that? Who said that? That's got to be the prophecy of the season. Waiting for the 4 goals Fulham will score between the 30 and... Okay, it was 3. But, yeah, well done, whoever said that in the chat. Sunjic should be in Team of the Week. Did it take a deflection, JC? I'm only getting to see these things once on the red button. It really swerved. But if it didn't, it's a good goal, whatever. But great strike. Oliver, as a Bournemouth fan, can we submit evidence to the EFL for all of Fulham's games to be postponed? Seriously impressive stuff. They are very, very good in front of goal, aren't they, Fulham? They're going 5 points clear at the top of the table tonight. No deflection. Great strike. Yeah, well played, Sunjic, if that is indeed the case. Chris is watching Preston. Blades 2-0 up, about the right scoreline. Blades have had 60% possession and attack with Enterprise. Preston have been poor. I've seen them turn it around in the second half, not however 10. Yeah, well said. Chris, who... Chris, plug your Twitter. Chris is a good follow on Twitter. Really, really keeps up with his championship stuff. And often, if you haven't watched the game, Chris will do a nice little pithy summary like that. And you can read it and go, oh, there you go. So I'd wholeheartedly recommend following Chris on Twitter if you can find him. Here's a question. Fulham have only failed to score in 2 championship games this season. I think I know this. Sheffield United at home, because we did it, didn't we? Blackpool away. I'm thinking it's those 2. It was a super chat from Rob. Oh, well done, Robin, if he's still watching. What a prophecy. The most super chat. Claire, we're not missing Seri at the moment. No, you're absolutely not. You're almost better without him, Claire, to be honest. Goodness me. Right, let's just check in with... everything else, and I've had lots of requests to talk about the Middlesbrough statement, so we will have a look at that. In the Premier League, if anyone's watching on BT, do keep us up to date. It is Brighton 0, Chelsea 1, 4 minutes from half-time. Ziyech, who is... What nationality is Ziyech? Someone in the chat. Whatever nationality is, he's fallen out with the higher ups there, and he's not at the AFCON tournament. So hey, they're lost. What nationality is Ziyech? Someone in the chat, tell me. Obviously, it's Fulham 4, Birmingham 1, Preston 0, Blades 2, Wimbledon 0, Pompey 0, Cambridge 1, Doncaster 0. Doncaster down. Morocco. Thank you, James. Yeah, Ziyech, some kind of issue. Check out on football365.com. It'll be covered on there. Are Doncaster down? Everybody, 16 points at January in a 46-game league. Morecambe 1, Wigan 1. Have a look out for that one in the second half. You would expect possibly a Wigan winner to come in the second half at that one. Right. I'm just doing a bit of jiggery pokery, and we are, as requested, going to head over to the Middlesbrough website. Okay. And we're going to give you the latest on... I shouldn't laugh. I really shouldn't laugh, but it is getting to absurd levels. I'm just going to write down a timestamp, everyone, because we'll clip this out and we'll pop it up as a separate video. So, the latest development in the Derby County saga, or what is now the Derby Middlesbrough Wycombe saga, is a statement from Middlesbrough today. And this is in the wake of a statement from the EFL yesterday. And the EFL's statement was a series of questions asked by the EFL to themselves and then answered. And Middlesbrough have done the same thing today. And the history is Middlesbrough. Let's just deal with it in terms of Middlesbrough. The Wycombe claim pertains to the 2021 season, where Wycombe argue that were Derby deducted points that season, they would have stayed up. You know, when you go back in time and you look at the final table and just simply add the points on or off, I'm certainly not saying that's the right thing to retroactively do, because things would obviously play out differently if teams knew they'd had a deduction, etc., than just waiting for the season to end and taking a safe team and then deducting points from them. There you go. The Middlesbrough claim pertains to the 2018-19 season, where Middlesbrough finished 7th, Derby finished 6th, and Middlesbrough's claim is that Derby, and they're going to use the word cheated. So I'm going to use the word cheated, and I'm going to use it in quote marks because that's what Middlesbrough said. So the Middlesbrough claim is that Derby cheated to get to 6th place and get in the playoffs. And the Middlesbrough argument is if Derby hadn't cheated, Middlesbrough would have been in the playoffs. And I think they used the word opportunity. They would have been against Bielsa's Leeds in the semi-final. Obviously, famously, Leeds collapsed in that game and Derby did get through to the final. And had Middlesbrough got through to the final, they would have been either against Jack Grealish's Aston Villa with Tyrone Mings and Tammy Abraham and Axel Tuanzebe in on loan, or they would have been against West Brom, who had Jay Rodriguez, Harvey Barnes for the first half of the season. But in the playoffs, Dwight Cale, would he have been suspended? No, he got 2 yellows. He would have played in the final, wouldn't he? If we're going back in time and rewriting history, would his red card have even happened? This is how ridiculous it is to be going back and writing history. So the Middlesbrough argument is that Derby ridded them of an opportunity to play in the playoffs. Obviously, those people who know that season will know that from the start of February, Middlesbrough lost 6 games on the trot. They were in the playoff positions. And they lost it. I think they came strong at the end of the season, but under Tony Pulis there. By the way, Middlesbrough were in the playoffs the season before and didn't register a goal in their semi-final against Aston Villa. So with arguably a better squad, Middlesbrough did not score a goal in the playoffs with Adama Traore, Patrick Bamford, et al. Under Tony Pulis there. So I'm trying not to be too sarcastic, but the opportunity Middlesbrough talked about would have been a game against Bielsa's Leeds, when in the previous season they weren't able to score against Steve Bruce's Aston Villa in 2 legs. That's the opportunity they're talking about. If someone in the chat can do it, let me know what the 2 results between Middlesbrough and Leeds were that season, so we can register the level of opportunity there for Tony Pulis to take on Marcelo Bielsa. So here's the statement. Why are Middlesbrough bringing the claim now? I think I've covered that, haven't they? Haven't I? They would have been in the playoffs in 18-19 in one of the hardest seasons in Championship history, recent history, with Farker's Norwich, brilliant. Wilder's Sheffield United, brilliant. Bielsa's Leeds, brilliant. Grealish's Villa, brilliant. Barnesgale and Rodriguez at West Brom. And, of course, Darby with Tamori, Mount and Wilson, who's playing tonight here. Right, the second question in the Middlesbrough statement says, it is said the claim has no prospect of success, so why continue? Well, the claim is confidential, so we can't say any more about that. The next part says, how can Middlesbrough hold the administrators and EFL to ransom in demanding that its claim, reported to be worth over £40 million, be met in full conditioning to share of the EFL transferring? This is not what Middlesbrough have said. So we look, the £40 million figure is maybe, I don't know. If only someone had done a video on the playoffs and how many times the sixth place team wins the playoffs, hey? You can find that on my channel. The answer is, since the 90s, not very many, put it that way, in terms of the potential opportunity. Why is Steve Gibson refusing to compromise the claim? Middlesbrough has made it clear it was happy to discuss the claim. Administrators contacted Middlesbrough in November. There's been no contact since then. The administrators ignored Middlesbrough's correspondence from November. Middlesbrough has made it clear it does not wish to see Derby fall into liquidation. So look, the buck is just being passed around between Middlesbrough, the EFL, and Derby's administrators here. If I can highlight, I wonder if I can highlight it. Right, there we go. This is the thing that people have found most inflammatory here. Can you see that? Two sentences I've just highlighted. At least two clubs, namely Middlesbrough and Wycombe, were directly affected by the cheating, albeit in different seasons. In simple terms, so far as Middlesbrough is concerned, had Derby County not cheated, Middlesbrough would have been in the playoffs. Obviously, you then have to win the playoffs against Bielsa's Leeds and Grealish's Aston Villa, given that they failed to register a goal in the previous season's playoffs with a better squad and the same manager. However, Derby County did cheat. I suppose they're confident in using the word cheat there, whoever's written this statement, being Derby have been found guilty of breaking FFP. So it's not slanderous or libelous, because their argument will be, well, they've been found guilty. So I look, use whatever language you're comfortable with. Bend the rules, break the rules, hapless, whatever, cheat, I don't know. Middlesbrough lost the opportunities that arise out of that. So this is just an absolute mess of the buck being passed from Middlesbrough to the Derby administrators. And if Middlesbrough, what they say is right, the Derby administrators didn't contact them. And it's all a huge, huge, great mess. Honestly, if you can sue somebody for breaching FFP, I don't know if Middlesbrough are aware that Aston Villa won the playoffs that season and lost 73 million. I don't know whether that makes a difference. I guess the issue is that Aston Villa are in the Premier League and have got the money to fight the suit. I don't want this to appear that I'm going against, I've got some kind of problem with Middlesbrough here. I know Derby were badly run, and Mel Morris has done a runner. Remember, this is not pertaining to Derby going into administration. This is the FFP, the amortisation stuff. But what an absolute bloody mess this whole thing is. You tell me, what is the right number for a team being denied a place in the playoffs? What is the right number? Because you have to win the playoffs, yeah? And it's not easy to win the playoffs. And Middlesbrough were in the playoffs the year before and didn't score a goal with a better squad. And arguably, Bielsa's Leeds and Grealish's Villa are better than the side they lost to, Steve Bruce's Villa, the season before. So I don't know what adequate compensation for... and let's be clear about this. This is not compensation for getting into the Premier League. This is compensation for getting into the playoffs, which does not guarantee you a place in the Premier League. I don't know if I've got my list up there in terms of sixth place winners. So I'm looking at the last 10 years. Third, fourth, third, fifth, fourth, third, fourth, fifth, third. So there's a 10-year sample size where sixth place has a 0% winning record in the playoffs. Okay, so 6th place doesn't guarantee it. It's a complete mess, and I would invite your comments now. And by the way, I like Chris Wilder a lot. I have no issues, but I just find the whole thing very murky and very hard to get my head around. And it seems to be a lot of buck passing between administrators and EFL. Please get your comments in. I know it's an emotional issue, so try and play nicely if you are watching after the fact. And we've got to get back to Fulham versus Birmingham here. So that's all I'm going to say for tonight on Middlesbrough's statement and the latest in the Derby County situation. Worth, can I calm down, everybody? Sorry, that was a 10-minute soliloquy. My bad, and I haven't read out any of your comments. Let me just relax. Welcome back to the watch along. It's Fulham 4, Birmingham 1. Over at Preston, it's Preston 0, Sheffield United 2. We are brought to you tonight by betfair.com and football365.com. I would head over to betfair.com and give you some prices, but they're probably going to be very, very long in Championship land. So probably in the Premier League as well. But we will check in with our good friends and our sponsors over at Betfair and see if we can give you, some crazy, ridiculous odds. So if you do fancy it, although these are probably complete home runs now, let's bring it up. There is betfair.com. Brighton, you can get 15-1 to beat Chelsea from 1-0 down. Chelsea are 9-2 on. I think, is that Tom Kearney's down for Fulham? So you're not missing anything. Sheffield United are 80-1 on, and the 10 men of Preston to come back, 175-1. Birmingham are 500-1. 500-1 on Birmingham to come back and score the minimum of 4 goals they need to win this game. So if you do fancy heading over to betfair.com, go for it. Please gamble responsibly. And I think even our friends at Betfair would admit probably not much value left in it tonight. Maybe a next goal scorer bet. And as ever, please gamble responsibly. BeGambleAware.org and all of that good stuff. Guys, sorry, loads and loads of comments on Middlesbrough and the statement and all of that good stuff. Apologies. I know you've got your freedom of speech and I know the chat's going, but I waffled for 10 minutes, so we will move on. I'm scrolling and I'm reading and all of that good stuff. So have I missed the Birmingham goal off the ticker? There we go. If you're triggered by that, I'm sorry. Here it comes. There we go. Fulham 4, Birmingham 1. So, yeah, sorry. I would have liked to have made it interactive and all of that good stuff. But there we go. Right. Fulham 4, Birmingham. I'll put it up as a clip. And if you want to pop your comments in, we'll put it up tomorrow. And, allow the carnage to ensue underneath. Right, 48 gone in this one. Fulham 4, Birmingham 1. I think we're playing a game of how many can Fulham score today. Sheffield United are 2-0 up at Preston. Preston are down to 10 men as well. Reserve fixture was 4-1 as well. Goodness me, 8-2 on aggregate. Liam, add another couple of Fulham goals on the ticker now to save time later. Here, right. 6 or 7 for Fulham. Actually, we could dive into Betfair and see what prices you get on that. Etheridge clears away. Harrison Reed knocks it into Adrabio. I think Lee Bowyer will have given the old win the second half team talk. They try and feed Harry Wilson in all the way from the back. Cammy, Birmingham in a relegation fight, Ben, or do you think there are 3 worse teams than them? I do think there are 3 worse teams than them. That doesn't mean they're not in a relegation fight, but yeah, it could be a low tide this season. Who asked that question? Cammy. I mean, Barnsley are certainly a lot worse. They've got half as many points. Darby are a much better team, but have got a 21 points deduction, haven't they? Peterborough are a worse team than Birmingham and can't win away. Here's Hernandez in the box, though, for Blues. He's been a bit of a spark, Hernandez, hasn't he? Bella knocked away. And out it goes. Cardiff and Hull are also below Birmingham. There's a 5-point gap. In answer to Cammy's question, can you really see 3 out of Barnsley, Derby, Posh, Reading, Cardiff and Hull finishing above Birmingham? You can't, can you? You can't. What odds for the comeback? Long. I think we had 500 to 1 for Fulham to win the game, specifically 5-4. I don't know. Barnsley, Posh and Reading are in trouble. And we just don't know what's going to happen with Derby. I know I just banged on for 10 minutes straight talking about that. But we don't know. Derby could have sold 6 players in 2 weeks' time. Fulham for 100 plus goals. Paul, they are, if we extrapolated, we did the maths, they are on for 120 goals. 120 goals. A yellow card has just come out for Chris Pedersen, I think, for a foul on Wilson. Wilson's popped back up. It's going to be a free kick to Fulham. First yellow card. Is that the first yellow of the game? Referee Ward has had a quiet game, hasn't he? It's Fulham 4, Birmingham 1. Sheffield United are 2-0 up. So the story in the Championship tonight is Fulham are going 5 points clear as things stand. And Sheffield United, I think, move into the top half. We assume Preston are going to struggle to come back with 10 men from 2-0 down. Billy Sharp has also equaled the Championship scoring record here. Free kick goes in. Ream fires it back across the box. I think there's a foul there on Noel Hernandez. And the ball has gone dead. Yeah, history can be made. Sharp needs 1 more goal. That's to beat the record, right, Ola? If I'm getting my numbers right. Where do I see Kieran McKenna taking Ipswich in the near future? Hopefully to the top 6 in League One. But no, I think too little too late this season. And here, they've got to be very, very good for the entire rest of the season to get anywhere close. And I don't see that happening as much as I would like it to happen. Fulham's new stand looking awesome. Yeah, can't wait to go and sit in that one when it eventually opens up, the new Riverside stand over at Fulham. Max Colin is tackled by Harrison Reed. It's one back by Colin again. I think it's gone out. We normally get the amusing point in these Fulham games where they're winning by a whole slew of goals and then the substitutions come, don't they? Let's have a look at the benches and see what both managers have got to play with. Gazaniga, Tete, Mawson, Bobby Reid, Nat Chalobah, Josh Onomore, and €8 million, I think, Rodrigo Muniz on the bench. Bowyer for Birmingham has got Trueman, Masampo, friend James, Campbell, Bellingham, not that one, and Hogan. Wolfit thought about going to the game. Your brother lives just around the corner from the ground. God, he's got an expensive house then, hasn't he? Expensive down there in Putney, isn't it? But there you go. Stayed home and he's watching with us. Lee, how much do you think Ipswich would spend on Macaulay Bonne if they were to sign him? Yeah. Well, there's probably quite a big difference, Lee, between how much QPR want and how much Ipswich want to spend, because I think QPR paid a couple of million for him. So QPR are going to want at least 1 million and probably more. And I don't see Ipswich spending that in League One. The bigger signings at Ipswich have been more like $750,000. You'd imagine they could do some kind of deal ratcheted on promotional goals or something of that nature. But yeah, there's probably going to be a bit of disparity there. That might be a stumbling block, but Bond will be on loan until the end of the season. Now it's been announced, which is good news. And if I don't leave my bars at the door, hopefully the deal will be signed at the end of the season. Here's Bella for Birmingham, just cushions that one back. Good play by Cabano. Jukovic hits the shot and it's saved down to his left-hand side by Marek Ruddock. It was going in the corner. Jukovic didn't really get hold of it. He really needs to fire that in to beat Ruddock in that gap. Close, Jukovic. Indeedio. Chris, match more even at Preston. No doubt Preston felt the rough edge of Lowe's tongue in the interval. Oh, yes. Game over pretty much there at half time. I remember going to Fulham a few years ago. An example, drove past in his Ferrari. But God, imagine driving a Ferrari around that part of London. Have to pull over every 5 minutes to fill it up, the amount of petrol we go through. Kenny cross deflected, easy for Etheridge in the goal. No goals anywhere in the second half, unless someone can update me. I believe our ticker is correct. They're probably coming back on BT soon for Birmingham, Brighton and Chelsea. That's 1-0 to Chelsea. Hakem Ziyech is a goal scorer. Here comes Robinson into the box, looking for Mitrovic. Cleared away. In the Championship, as we're covering here, Fulham 4, Birmingham 1. And Preston 0, Sheffield United 2. Preston down to 10. Billy Sharp has equalled the Championship goal-scoring record tonight. League 1, Wimbledon 0, Pompey 0. Cambridge 1, Doncaster 0. How long have Doncaster got left, guys? They look like they're going down, don't they? Morecambe 1, Wigan 1. Look out for Wigan in the second half there. They've come from, they've won in late parts of the game a few times this season, Wigan, and they'll be favourites to win that one in the second half. Morecambe scrapping it out in the bottom four. Rotherham Lincoln's postponed, so Rotherham are getting a fixture build-up, and Sunderland, Wycombe, possibly Wigan tonight are going great guns at the top of the table. So Rotherham could have done with playing tonight, couldn't they? Bella pops the cross in. Adrabio heads it away. Sunjic against Kearney now. Headed back in by Pedersen. Headed out by Ream and hooked clear. Spectacularly by... couldn't see who it was, actually. Fulham got it clear anyway, and they've got a throw in down the left-hand side. By the way, guys, if you're watching the stream and enjoying the stream, give us the thumbs up. Wherever you're watching, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and keep your comments coming in. Keep that stream moving. Dave, bomb for $1 million, maybe less if QPR go. Yeah, exactly. If QPR goes up, and they won't be bothered, will they? They're going to make bank from the Premier League TV money, but yes, they need to be. I mean, let's be quite plain about it. Macaulay Bonne is not going to be the player that clubs are going to be after if QPR don't go up. Here comes Cabano. Cabano into the box, hits the shot, deflected. I say deflected. I'm going to reframe that. Good block. Good block in the end. We get no replays on the red button. Wilson wants to take the corner quickly. Well, Etheridge is not ready. Pops into Cabano. Cabano knocks it back to Carvalho, left side of the box. Kearney back to Wilson, left wing. Wilson comes inside. Carvalho tries to flick. Fulham are very good in these little tight spaces. Quick one round the corner, and they're in behind you, aren't they? Although Birmingham have defended that pretty well. What were we talking about? Yeah, if QPR don't go up, it's going to be Chris Willock and Ilias Chair, Senny Dieng, Rob Dickey that people are going to be after. That will be more the issue there at QPR. What happened to the 50 million quid bid from Mike Ashley for Darby? That seems to be still on the table, but none of these guys want anything to do with the lawsuits, which seems a bit strange, doesn't it? You can't stop somebody from suing you at any point in your life. If someone wants to sue me right now, even for something that I haven't done, they can sue me if they want. I can't stop them, can I? They might not win. They might be wasting their time and money, but I can't stop them. So I don't understand really what's going on in terms of this being such a big hold-up. But yeah, I guess, and the Middlesbrough statement denies that it's £40 million. But I guess if the number's £40 million, of course, you don't want to be liable for £40 million. I do not understand for the life of me how a playoff position is worth £40 million because it by no means guarantees you get into the Premier League. And staying in the Championship is definitely not worth £40 million. I think your TV money goes down from £7 million to £1 million and okay, other stuff. It's not £40 million, is it? But what do I know? Goal for Salford, says Eugene, and I think a goal for Cambridge. Cambridge 2, Doncaster 0, Port Vale 0, Salford 1. And yeah, sorry if anyone's got any allegiances to Doncaster, but I think we're at stick a fork in and they're done, aren't we? Let me bring up the League One table. They must be 10 points adrift, mustn't they? And God, if Morecambe win tonight, even worse. So they're at Doncaster at 16 points from 26 games, and they are 11 points adrift if Wimbledon get a point against Pompey tonight. If Wimbledon were to win and Doncaster were to lose tonight, they would be 12 points adrift at game 26, Doncaster. It looks like they're going down into League Two unless they get a big pickup in the last 20 games now they're down to as well after game 26. Of course, debutants Comoros, am I pronouncing that right? Caused one of the great AFCON shocks with 3-2 win to knock out four-time winners Ghana. Wow. That's just flashed up on my phone. A Ghana side featuring Arsenal's Thomas Partey. Get your reactions to that, eh? Fulham unbeaten to the end of the season. I wouldn't have thought so, James. Just the Championship. They might score a load of points and a load of goals. We think over 100 goals, maybe high 90s in the points as well. But I do think they will. I do think they'll lose. Feel sorry for Donny. Nice club. And Iain, they were third in the league at Christmas or mid-December. Third or second in the league or something. Last season, it's just fallen off the proverbial cliff, hasn't it? For Doncaster. Really, since Darren Moore left, actually, isn't it? I'm not saying that's why, but that's just the timing. Hernandez tries to cross in. I suspect we're probably going to get a Fulham sub pretty soon. And I promise I didn't see that coming. I think referee Ward's just pointed to the touchline literally now. As I've said that, I don't know whether we're going to get a substitute, but it has just gone a little bit flat. We got a Birmingham throw, and I think there's a substitution being made. I think Kevin is a step ahead of me. Friend, and Hogan, brother. That's my favourite substitution. Friend and Hogan, brother, are on. I'll stop being childish. I did not see who went off. Unfortunately, you get one camera angle, so we're gonna have to wait for SofaScore to update me on that. Unless anyone could tell me who's gone off for Birmingham if they're following on Twitter. How many more games do you think Fulham will score 4+ goals this season, Jack? Probably at least another. What do you reckon? Another 5 or 6 in the remaining. How many games have they got left, Fulham? 20 games. Jutkiewicz went out and Hogan came in. Roberts went out and Friend came in. That's a clear foul by Gardner on Ruddock there. So look, Hogan will play up top with Hernandez. So they've got running power in behind, but no physicality really up top now in terms of actual size and power there. With Hernandez and Hogan up top. Roberts out and Friend in. So maybe Pedersen will play the middle of the three and Friend will go left centre back. I don't know. He might play in the middle of the three. Would you believe it? The ball hasn't been up that end for the last 90 seconds. So, any chance Doncaster's decline might be because of Coppinger retiring? I've heard worse theories than that. Adrian, what a legend he was. Hulkamania. Oh, yes. I can't say Hogan without saying brother. Yeah, George Friend is playing in the middle of the three centre-backs. Pedersen to his left and Mengi to his right. That's picked through the middle, looking for Wilson. Wilson knocks it off. Carvalho edge of the box. Carvalho engineers the shot left-footed straight at Etheridge in the goal. It remains Fulham 4, Birmingham 1. Would happily take Ashley as owner at Blues. Would have to change from 30 million. Would have changed from 30 million. Yeah, probably. Brewster's just fired wide when it looked easier to net. Why is Gardner up front? He does look very high up the pitch, JC, doesn't he? I wonder if that's a pressing thing. Oh, big tackle there by Harrison Reed. And the yellow card comes out. We wince a little bit with any of those. I'm not going to get a replay. And personally, I'm not a fan of, any tackle of any power that's a foul, and we're wondering whether it's going to be a red card. But you do wonder. You do see them given. Referee Ward was very quickly out with the yellow card there. As I've said many times, I don't want the situation to become in football that all contact is a foul, all fouls are a yellow card, and all bad fouls are a red card. We don't want that to be the case. We want fair contact. We want tackles to not all automatically be fouls. We want fouls to be punished. And we do want endangering opponent and reckless and all of that stuff to be red carded, but not just anything that's a slightly bad tackle, basically. Free kick then to Birmingham, which Jeremy Bella is going to take right-footed. It's just to the right. I can't really see the hatch in there. I think it's about 25 yards out. Ruddock doesn't even dive for that. It was a nice height, but the line was poor. I saw Best Marsh and Moore play for Fulham in the mid-70s. That's beautiful. I did see the comments. Sorry, people telling me about Luis Suarez being linked with Aston Villa. Best Marsh and Moore. It could be Coutinho. I imagine they signed Stirling as well. Coutinho, Stirling, and Suarez over at Villa. Who knows? I think we're getting a substitution for Fulham. And I think Claire's told me Cabano off, Kearney off. We'll see who's coming on. Thanks, TJ. Bobby Reed and Nat Chalobah on. So straight swaps, really. Reed will play wide. Chalobah will play central midfield. You would think, although sometimes Reed plays number 10, doesn't he? As we await the restart from Marek Ruddock. Keep your comments coming in. Not really a lot in terms of things that we're expecting to change between now and the end of these championship games. We're expecting both Fulham and Sheffield United to pick up 3 points. Fulham have a 3-goal lead. Birmingham have Fulham have a 3-goal lead. Sheffield United have a 2-goal lead and a man advantage due to a Preston red card. Aberdeen penalty, says Lee. I don't even know what the score is in that one. Am I doing a Friday night watch along Watford v Norwich? Ewan, I think that's a very good idea, my friend. Is Chalobah brother of... He's related. I'm pretty sure he is related. I don't know whether they're brothers or are more distant. I think they might be brothers, actually. Nat Chalobah and Trev Chalobah. There's a bit of an age difference, but Doncaster back in it. I am hearing that we do have a Doncaster goal. Cambridge 2, Donny 1. And I don't want to pee on anybody's strawberries, but even a point. Look, a point will be great from 2-0 down for Doncaster, but they need some wins and fast down at the bottom of League One. They are brothers. I thought they were brothers. We had Trev Chalobah on loan at Ipswich. Preston, maybe I'm speaking too soon. Preston have got a goal back. I think that's Alan Brown, 8. Cut back by Dan Johnson. And Brown, was it Brown? Sticks that one in the net. Forgive me if I've got that wrong. I think that was him. Or was it Reece? Sorry if I've got that wrong. Dan's saying Brown. I thought it was Alan Brown. Anyway, Preston have scored none the less. There is still that man advantage. Sheffield United would be very disappointed if they surrender a 2-goal advantage. And I believe it's a goal we expected. Morecambe 1, Wigan 2. And we better have a look at the top of League One because that's very good news for Wigan. As I say that, Brighton 1, Chelsea 1. Do we really want this title race done in the Premier League this early? Chelsea could be dropping points in consecutive games here. Yes, I know they played Manchester City at the weekend. Right, take a look at the top of League One. It is very good news for Wigan, who are going second as things stand. Remember, Rotherham's game against Lincoln was cancelled tonight due to a frozen pitch. Wigan have 4, yes, I repeat, 4 games in hand on both Sunderland and Wycombe, and they're moving into second if they get the win tonight. If anyone's got the Wigan goal scorer for me in the chat, was it Adam Webster? Scored for a lovely former Ipswich player there, Webster, getting the goal for Brighton. 4th, says Iain. We were top a week ago. You've got to play some games, Iain. People will go by. I'm hearing different things. Was it Webster or was it McAllister? Lamptey looking great. McAllister. Who scored for Brighton? Morecambe Wycombe over 2.5 goals. Hopefully you're on that, David, and hopefully you're on that at betfair.com, our partners here. Let me just check on these goal scorers then, relying on my eyesight and the chat. So the Brighton scorer was indeed Adam Webster. And the Wigan scorer was Stephen Humphreys on 73 in that one. As Birmingham are on the attack, given away there, and here come Fulham. Decent tackle by Woods. Wilson throwing himself at everything down that side. Friend into Hernandez. Good feet by Hernandez. Hernandez battling away. They have gone a bit flat, Fulham, haven't they? And here comes a charge forward by Christian Pedersen. Gardner drives it into the corner. And Fulham looking very slapdash now. And it's 4-2. Fulham 4, Birmingham 2. And what did I say? The old Lee Bowyer team talk might have been win the second half. They're winning the second half. There's 2 goals in it. They've scored 2 really good goals. Birmingham, both from outside the box. Sunjic and now Gary Gardner. And Fulham really need to wake up, don't they? Because they've just been a little bit slapdash, I think, in this second half. It doesn't really change anything table-wise, but certainly Marco Silva will be a bit unhappy with what's gone on in the second half. Here's Bobby Reid for Fulham, who do still, let us not forget, are 4-2 up. Here is Mitrovic. Decent save down to his left by Etheridge. 74 gone. Birmingham have just got us back to 4-2. Here's Carvalho, left side of the box. Carvalho works his way in. And what is the best way to puncture that Birmingham momentum? Score another goal. And the goal machine fires again. Load it up, everybody. Fulham 5, Birmingham 2. Another quiet night at the library. Just the 7 goals for us here tonight. Fabio Carvalho has got 2 of them. They scored 5, and Mitrovic doesn't have any of them. So the ridiculous Fulham goal scoring tally continues. I think, are we at 70? It's 69. 26 games played, 69 goals, and the projected 120 is on. Fabio Carvalho is on a hat-trick tonight. He's on a perfect hat-trick as well because he's header and a right foot so far. Can Carvalho stay in and get the hat-trick? And can Fulham? It's 7-6-5. Anyone remember a 5 song? Check me out now. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm on the microphone. Got your heart like the sun. Woof. I did say update the ticker and save time. Yeah, well, fair comments. Fulham need to wake up. Yes, they did. 18 in 3 games. 7, 6, and 5. So Fulham are averaging 6 goals a game across the past 3 games. It's Fulham 5, Birmingham 2. And, well, I said at the weekend in that first half against Bristol City, we've run out of descriptive words for Fulham. They just keep banging the goals in, don't they? Dale, yet to win a game without Mitro scoring this season. Interesting. I wonder if they'll substitute him, although Mitro's probably been into Marco Silva and says, I want to break the goal scoring record. Do not substitute me under any circumstances. Love a 6-2. We all love a 6-2 if we're on the right end of it, hey? Fulham season ticket worth every penny. Yeah. I know a lot of people love that Johnny Haynes stand, but the wooden seats and the posts. Maybe when the river, I'm such a football seat snob, aren't I? 15 to go at Deepdale. Game on. Getting a bit feisty. Only 1 goal in it over at Deepdale. Sheffield United are leading 2-1 at Preston. Remember, Hughes got sent off for Preston in the first half. Billy Sharp has equalled the championship scoring record. If Mitro had scored already, he'd be subbed off for Muniz around now. Agreed, 100% TJ. Keep your comments coming. Please hit like in the stream if you are enjoying activities tonight. We got plenty of Birmingham fans along. They're good sports. It's Fulham. Look. Oh, here comes Carvalho looking for the hat-trick. Bobby Reid just placed that way too far ahead of Dennis Adoy. Mitrovic looking very frustrated, actually. He's, I think his internal monologue is going, come on. We've scored 5 goals. How have I not scored one? $78-10 on the clock. Fulham 5, Birmingham 2. The expected goal we've got at Wigan already happened. There's a new meaning to the term expected goal. Wigan in the second half of a League One game, yeah. We are going to see imminently Josh Onoma, who can either play number 10 or number 8 in central midfield. So we're not entirely sure who will come on for. Bobby Reid and Gary Gardner having a bit of WWE stuff down there. Gardner leaving one on Reid. Reid giving him a shove. Been a quiet game for referee Ward, so he won't want that to get any worse. Wilson tries to win a free kick off Pedersen down the left, and Birmingham after a fashion. And George Friend boots it away with his right foot. Get it clear. Joe, remember Birmingham beating Fulham 5-2 in 15-16 at the Cottage, one of the last games for Kit Simons in charge. That seems like an eternity ago. Would that have been Fulham's first season down, possibly? The Ross McCormack season, maybe? I don't recall. Excuse me, it's not recurring. Woods, for Birmingham, knocks it out to Colin at right wing-back. Brighton looking the better side in the BT Sport game. Chelsea looking to just get anywhere near Manchester City at the top of the Premier League. So not much on much of a knife edge tonight. Brighton won, Chelsea won. I suppose that could go either way in the Premier League. Fulham are 5-2 up here. Preston 1, Sheffield United 2 would be on a knife edge. I think the mitigating factor of the red card does make Sheffield United pretty strong favourites still in that one, despite only holding a 1-goal lead. Wimbledon 0, Pompey 0. Pompey looking to push in on the playoffs. Oh, sorry, I'm an idiot. I really need to concentrate when subs are being made on the red button. Onama's come on. Someone tell me in the chat who came off there. I wasn't paying attention. So Wimbledon goal pushes them away from the bottom four, and a Pompey goal would push them closer to the playoffs. Morecambe 1, Wigan 2. At the moment, Wigan going to go in second, and they've got 3 games in hand. And I think both Sunderland and Wycombe up at the top of League One. Rotherham, Lincoln was postponed as we go into, we're pretty much bang on 81 minutes and 10 seconds on my coverage. I appreciate I'm probably 60 seconds or so behind Beans. It's the red button. Should we switch to the Blades game? Oh, I've got to see it through now, Annie. And you know me, I'm such a Luddite with the technology. I'll just mess it up. But you keep your eyes on it, fella. Harrison Reed off. There you go. That's mugged me off. I said Onama will play 10 or 8. He's going to play 6. What are you going to do, hey? Oh, sorry. It's not even Onama who's come on. It's Chalobah. My bad. I'm all over the place. Clipped over the top by Sunjic. Back heel by Hogan. Down goes... Is it Max Collin in the box? None of the Birmingham players particularly appeal. And I'm not going to get a chance to see a replay there. Lee Bowyer doesn't seem particularly moved by it, which is normally a reasonable barometer. So we will move on. Bobby Reed knocks it into Chalobah, not Onama. Oh, God, Chalobah came on 10 minutes ago. No one told me. Onama did come on, and he did come on at number 10. Man, I'm both stupid and not stupid at the same time. I can't cope. Onama spins and hits the shot. Remember Josh Onama's goal in the playoff semi-final against Cardiff? How good was that? What a cracker. Forgotten goals. Hernandez off, James on. It looks like I'm missing substitutions left and right here. I blame the red button. There it is. I'm pointing the finger. 83-25. When was the last time neither Wilson nor Mitro had a goal involvement? I don't know. I mean, it's lies, damn lies and statistics, because this is one thing I don't assist. I agree with. I think you should be able to get an assist for an own goal. I know an own goal is not classed as a goal scored by your team, so you don't get an assist. But Wilson was clearly responsible for that first goal. But yeah, a quirk of the system there means he doesn't get an assist, and anyone who taps a free kick 1 yard to the side and someone smashes it in the top corner does get an assist. But there we go. This is probably why we should more look at key passes and entries into opponent's box and metrics like that for creativity rather than assists, probably. Chalobah, lovely ball down the line to Wilson, onto Onama. Onama, a little dink into Wilson. Good move this. Wilson tries to backheel it back. Pedersen in the way. I wonder what Fulham will do differently in the Premier League next season. Cammy, I spoke about this the other day. I would like to see them play like this in the Premier League. Okay, they'll get the odd battering, but what would you rather see? Your team have a go and give your good players a chance, i.e. Wilson and Mitrovic, of actually doing something, or sit behind the ball and try and get a point every week. So I'd like to see Fulham go at the Premier League aggressively if and when they do get promoted. And then hopefully we can silence that, Mitrovic can't do it in the Premier League narrative, which is just a bit boring, isn't it? When he's played in 2 relegated teams, scored 11 goals in one of those seasons, and not really been in the circumstances to, get 15 goals, which only Jermaine Defoe has done of any relegated team in the last 5 years. Exactly, Yanis. I just want us to have a go. Do I think Preston can get a late goal? Dan, honestly, I'll bow to your superior knowledge on that. There's one eye looking over there, but I'm barely capable of even covering this game tonight, aren't I? So there you go. Sean, problem is top of the Championship and bottom of the Premier League has become a league in itself. It's weird, isn't it? There's these 2 leagues, isn't there? There's the elite challenging for the Champions League. And then, honestly, here comes Pedersen, by the way. Pedersen pops it in, blocked out by Chalobah. Honestly, I think the next league, financially, goes down to the parachute teams. And I think it's 7th in the Premier League plus the 3 parachute teams. So I think you've got 2 leagues. And then you've got the Championship below that. Weird, isn't it? Oh, here comes James for Birmingham. Bends that shot in. Oh, Hogan. It bounced back to me. Tried some little back heel flick there. Anything more substantial. And that would have been a big chance for Birmingham. Stephen, what a legend. And regular watchers of the channel will know that Stephen often makes a large super chat like that, and he sponsors the watch alongs as well. So Stephen, so kind. Stephen, thank you so much for your support. One day we will meet. I think Omicron has spiked, so maybe I'll come up to a Stoke game and see you, Stephen. I certainly owe you several pints, put it that way. But thank you so much for your support, and do say hi to little Luca for me. Too kind, Stephen. We thank you so much for your support. Stephen, legend. Isn't he just? And honestly, I'm so grateful to all of you subscribers. Here comes Wilson, left-hand side of the box. Just had a bad touch there, which is rare for him. And then he tries one around the corner. If he gets a good touch there, Wilson, he's in clear on goal. And he's got a choice of either corner to shoot at then, but doesn't quite. And we do hold Wilson to a high standard, but doesn't quite get a decent first touch there, does he? Fulham 5, Birmingham 2. And spoiler alert, I think you all know what's happened, but I'm going to have to look at my other screen at the moment. I agree with TJ, though. Great pass from Mitro. It was a lovely ball, wasn't it? Because something has happened at Preston that you'll be very pleased with if you're a Preston fan, and not very impressed with if you're a Sheffield United fan. And we'll try and call the goal right this time. It's launched forward, flicked on. I think it's going to go out. No, it's not going to go out for a throw. Preston are about to score if you hadn't figured it out. Alan Brown chases forward. Wide it goes to Reish. Oh, it's a brilliant cross by Emil Reish, or Evans, is it, with the cross? And I think Reish sticks it on the back post. Wow. Oh, here comes Bobby Reid for Fulham. He can't quite get there. What a comeback from Preston. It's Preston 2, Sheffield United 2. Remember, Preston have had 10 men probably for an hour of this game. I think it was around the half-hour mark that we saw Billy Sharp smash that penalty in. It was a brilliant cross. I think it was Evans crossing for Emil Reish on the back post. And it's Preston 2, Sheffield United 2. How about that? Goodness me. We are coming up to full time in Fulham 5, Birmingham 2. No goals in League One for a while. If anyone knows that I've missed any and the ticker is incorrect, do let me know. We're certainly up to date in the Championship, where it's Fulham 5, Birmingham 2. And yeah, a missed opportunity from Sheffield United. 2-0 up against 10 men. And Preston, we've got to give them credit. 2 sides to every story. Here comes Wilson into the box. Wilson drags the shot wide I don't think it's even going to touch that one, and it's cleared. Chris, Evans at the back post, deserved, I think it was Reece, wasn't it? I think it was Evans with the cross. A brave second half display with 10. Sheffield United faded, not managed the game well. You are telling me. Imagine it goes 3-2, Dan. Well, you asked me, would it go 2-2? And I didn't think it would. So I will definitely bow to your superior knowledge on that one. Here comes James into the box, actually. He's looked lively, hasn't he? The sub blocked out. It's going to fall to Woods. Drives the shot straight at Ruddock, but he hits it quite hard and just needed the tip over the bar. As we go into stoppage time in both games, it's Cambridge 3, Doncaster 1. We wonder whether Doncaster might be able to pull a Preston and come back from 2-1 down. They could not. And it's now 3-1 to Cambridge. Well played, Cambridge, who are having a strong season. Of course, beat Newcastle in the FA Cup, didn't they? And they've beaten Doncaster 3-1 tonight. So we are 91 on both of my clocks on the two games we've got going. And I understand I'm probably 60 seconds behind. So we are expecting final whistles very, very soon indeed. And it is on a knife edge at Preston now, with it being 2-2. And Preston, of course, having had 10 men for the longest time. Less so at the Cottage, where Fabio Carvalho has got 2 goals, as Fulham have got 5 and moved on to, I think, 69 goals for the season. That must be a foul on Josh Onama. Just going to keep my eye on Sheffield United, right up pushing at Deepdale, although that's a hospital ball into Hurahan. In fact, there's a Preston break. Let me just keep my eyes. In fact, Preston are 3-on-2 here to win it. Can they do it? That's a really good tackle by Hurahan, who had the hospital ball played to him in the first place. Preston are fancying this. In comes the cross. That's going to be cleared. Onama goes into the box and Mengi does well, although Mengi's given the ball straight back to Mitrovic. Mitrovic to Onama. Wilson. Onama. Carvalho for the hat-trick. Oh! And if my maths is right, that is the perfect hat-trick. Left foot into the corner. Someone correct me. That is outstanding from Fabio Carvalho, who I think I'm right, has scored with his head, his right foot, and his left foot. Well played. A man of the match showing from Fabio Carvalho, in with the left foot, and Fulham have got 6 again. Woof. Oh, was it Robinson? It's not a perfect hat-trick at all. Damn. I was going to say it was a good left foot for Carvalho. What it is, though, is 6-2 to Fulham. 70 goals now for the season. Fulham have now got 7, 6, and 6 in consecutive games. Absolutely stunning stuff from Fulham. It's not full-time yet at Preston. Preston 2, Sheffield United 2. And it's Fulham 6, Birmingham 2. And Fulham march on. They're going 5 points clear at the top of the table. Forget what I said at the end there. It was Robinson who got the 6th goal. 2 for Carvalho, 1 for Cabano, an own goal. Who scored the other goal? Can't even remember. Tom Kearney put one in off the post as well. 2 for Birmingham. 2 decent goals for Birmingham, actually. Sunjic and Gardner. I think I am right in saying Sheffield United still going, I believe. I'll get a notification on my phone. Wimbledon 0, Pompey 0 is a full time. And let's have a look then at the live championship table as Fulham scream away into the distance. 54 points now, so they're 5 points clear of Bournemouth and Blackburn. Blackburn, remember, play tomorrow night against Hull, I believe. 70 goals scored now for Fulham, which is just absurd. And they're projecting 120 goals for the season. For Birmingham, it's another defeat. But hey, look, everyone's getting walloped by Fulham at the moment, aren't they? Move on. And their season won't be defined by that. What their season will be defined by is how low the tide goes at the bottom, and can Birmingham, keep that 5-point gap, frankly, down to the bottom 6. We're still going. No, we have full time now at Sheffield United. Yeah, it's flashed up on SofaScore. Blaze fans will be disappointed with that one. 2-0 up and Preston down to 10 men. So Sheffield United stop in 11th place. Preston will be pleased with the fighting spirit there. They're still undefeated under Ryan Lowe, but it's 2 wins, 2 draws now for Preston. Let's just have a quick look at League One, where we only had 3 games, didn't we? Yeah, they're ticking along the bottom. Wimbledon 0, Pompey 0. It doesn't really help either side, although Morecambe lost, so Wimbledon have gained a point on Morecambe, and they've got 2 games in hand down at the bottom there. The big winners, though, are Wigan at the top. They move into 2nd place, and they have got 4 games in hand on Wycombe, and Sunderland have Wigan. Rotherham, they've got 2 games in hand on them, and 3 on MK Dons. So, yeah, looking good for Wigan, but they've got a lot of games to play. They're literally only at the halfway mark there at 23 games played. Goodness me. There we go. Right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. It's been a very, very long day. So thank you for your comments, but I will zip off now. We'll clip out that segment talking about Middlesbrough and pop that one up if you do want to comment on that. I know a lot of people commented at the time, didn't they? So do check that out. Check out the interview with Iain Danter today. That went down very well. And do tweet me. Let me know ideas of guests that you think would be willing to come on the channel and chat. Thank you for your super chats. I think Robin and Yanis and Stephen. Sorry if I've missed anybody out. Fulham score 6 again. So congratulations to Fulham fans. Commiserations to Birmingham fans. And probably commiserations to Sheffield United fans giving up a 2-goal lead. Congratulations to Preston fans 2-2. If you want to shout out, chuck it in the chat there and I'll click them all up as the advert plays. Well done to the Birmingham fans as well. They're still here and they're still being good sports despite going under 6-2. So well done, Blues fans. A credit to your club. Not throwing toys out of pram, at all. Right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And it is a giant, lovely over and out from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.